Imagine waking up in a world where rain makes you age in seconds, invisible monsters hunt you down, and every death triggers a nuclear-level explosion. Welcome to the chilling, broken America of Death Stranding, a game that isn't just a mind-bending journey, but a scientific horror show disguised as a delivery simulator. In today's video, we're diving headfirst into the terrifying science behind this universe. From the physics of aging rain to ghostly entities born from quantum nightmares. This isn't your average end-of-the-world story. We're going deep into antimatter, time distortion, and what happens when life and death start blending into one horrifying mess. Could someone like Sam Bridges actually survive in a world like this? And what does real science say about a post-apocalyptic future like Death Stranding's? Let's break it all down. This wasn't your typical apocalypse. No zombies, no nuclear fallout. What happened in Death Stranding was way weirder. It all started with a mysterious event that broke the natural boundary between the living and the dead. In the world of the game, there's this metaphysical plane called the beach. Think of it like a personal limbo, a space each person passes through after death. It's different for everyone, and shaped by your memories, fears, and experiences. Pretty existential, right? Now, imagine what would happen if that limbo somehow merged with the real world. That's exactly what went down. A secret government experiment went horribly wrong, triggering a cataclysmic event, the Death Stranding. Suddenly, the dead weren't moving on. Their souls, or what's left of them, became stuck between dimensions. And that gave birth to the BTs, ghostly, invisible beings that now haunt the living. But that's just the beginning. When a person dies in this new world and isn't properly disposed of, their body undergoes necrosis, decay on a whole new level. If that happens near living matter, it can trigger a voidout, an antimatter explosion so powerful it wipes entire cities off the map. And yes, this idea of antimatter, it's actually real. Antimatter is like matter's evil twin. It has the same mass, but opposite electric charge. And when matter and antimatter touch, they annihilate each other in a burst of energy. In our world, scientists can create tiny amounts of it in particle accelerators, but in Death Stranding, the rules are bent to their extreme. This whole collapse of barriers between dimensions, it echoes some real theories in physics, like the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics, which suggests that multiple realities could be overlapping right now. String theory even proposes 10 or more dimensions, most of which we'll never perceive. In Death Stranding, this dimensional chaos is represented by chiralium, a strange material that leaks in from the beach. It's a reference to chirality in chemistry, where molecules exist as mirror images of each other, kind of like your left and right hands. They look similar, but behave very differently. And in this universe, chiralium breaks the rules of our physical world. Oh, and let's not forget dooms, a condition that gives characters like Sam Bridges the ability to sense and sometimes interact with the dead. In real life, this might sound like sci-fi, but it weirdly mirrors some real neurological phenomena, like synesthesia, where the brain mixes senses, or rare conditions, that give people seemingly extrasensory perception. In this twisted America, surviving isn't just about avoiding danger, it's about understanding a world where even reality doesn't work the way it used to. Now let's talk about Timefall, one of the creepiest and most unforgettable aspects of Death Stranding. This isn't just bad weather, it's rain that fast forwards time. Get caught in it without protection, and you'll literally age in seconds. Your skin wrinkles, your hair turns gray, and if you're out too long, well, you're done for. So what's happening here? Timefall is described as rainfall that passes through the beach before falling onto our world, bringing temporal energy with it. When it hits something, it rapidly accelerates its aging process. Metal rusts in seconds, plants grow, bloom, and die in moments. Living beings don't stand a chance. In the real world, there's no rain that does this, but the science of entropy offers a glimpse into how this concept might work. Entropy is basically the natural tendency for things to break down and decay. Over time, everything moves towards disorder. Your body ages, your phone battery dies, your pizza goes cold. That's entropy doing its thing. Timefall takes this concept and hits fast forward. Biologically speaking, it's like supercharging processes like oxidative stress, where cells get damaged by free radicals, or telomere shortening, where your DNA wears down over time. And while we don't have rain that does this, we do have real-world dangers like UV radiation, pollution, and even cosmic rays that can accelerate aging. Death Stranding just exaggerates these natural forces to terrifying extremes. To survive, people rely on high-tech suits and shelters that shield them from timefall. But imagine living in a world where the weather itself is trying to kill you. Slowly, invisibly, and irreversibly. It's not just the kind of rain you dance in. It's the kind that makes you run for your life. Okay, now let's get into the nightmare fuel. BTs, short for beached things, are possibly the most terrifying monsters in modern gaming. And they're not monsters in the usual sense. They don't snarl or roar. They don't even look fully alive. They're dead things, souls that should have passed on, but didn't. These entities exist in a kind of limbo and can only be seen by those with special abilities, or with the help of a BB, a bridge baby. Most people can't see them, but they know the BTs are near. The air gets heavy, the temperature drops, and then comes the black sludge. BTs are tethered to the world by umbilical cords, haunting visuals that remind us these aren't just monsters, they're echoes of humanity, twisted by a broken reality. And when they touch you, it's game over. Well, not just your game. If a person is consumed by a BT, it triggers a void-out. Boom, giant explosion, crater, city, gone. This goes back to the antimatter concept. In the game's lore, the BT is made of matter from the beach, possibly containing antimatter. So when it contacts living matter, annihilation happens. To detect these things, Sam uses an Auridex scanner, a creepy robotic sensor that flutters when danger's near. But the real MVP? The BB. These babies are kept in artificial wombs, literally suspended between life and death. Because they're connected to both worlds, they can sense BTs and help Sam navigate around them. It's terrifying, morally ambiguous, and strangely poetic. You're using a baby who hasn't even fully entered the world yet to detect creatures that never left. And the tension when you're sneaking past BTs? Next level. You're walking slowly, holding your breath, hoping the scanner doesn't light up. Every step feels like your last. In terms of game design, it's genius. In terms of science, a speculative but fascinating blend of quantum entanglement, metaphysics, and psychological horror. All right, you've dodged the rain, you've avoided ghost monsters, you're not exploding yet. Now it's time to deliver packages. No, seriously, in this world, human connection is everything, and deliveries are the glue holding it all together. Sam Bridges, our stoic delivery guy, isn't just walking around for fun. He's literally rebuilding America by reconnecting isolated communities through a futuristic chiral network. Think of it like a super internet built from ghost energy. Yeah, Kojima went there. But being a porter isn't just about walking from A to B. It's a survival challenge. You have to manage your cargo weight, plan routes, avoid timefall zones, and dodge BT territory. Even the way you pack your bags matters. If the load's unbalanced, you'll stumble and fall. That means damaged cargo and fewer likes from NPCs. Yeah, likes matter here. It's kind of brilliant. The game uses likes as a social mechanic that reward helpful actions. Build a bridge, someone else uses it, you get likes. Leave a ladder on a cliff, likes. It's a subtle but powerful reminder. Even in a dying world, connections matter. And then there's the mental toll. Sam spends days alone, walking, climbing, freezing. The loneliness is almost a character itself, and that reflects real-world psychology. Humans are social by nature, and prolonged isolation, like what we saw during the pandemic, can have massive effects on mental health. In Death Stranding, your journey is physical and emotional. You're not just surviving monsters, you're surviving disconnection. So, let's bring it back. Could you survive in this twisted version of America? It's not just about strength or smarts. It's about adapting to a world where physics, biology, and even death don't work the way we understand, where rain can kill you, ghosts explode, and babies sense the dead. But maybe the real message of Death Stranding isn't fear, it's connection. The idea that even when the world falls apart, people can still come together. That rebuilding isn't just about cities and technology, it's about trust, hope, and empathy. And that's a concept even the hardest science can't fully explain. What do you think? Could human connection actually save us in a world like this? Or would we fall apart the moment the rules change? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And hey, if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more science meets pop culture deep dives, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next journey into the weirdest worlds of gaming. Until then, stay safe out there and watch out for the rain.